What do you recall from your first meeting with Kevin? What was your audition like for the film?
Oh, wow. Well, my audition was I was actually performing in Fame on stage in London because I was in the TV show at that time. And I got the call for the final audition for Footloose, and I was in London at in Albert Hall. So I flew back, I think on the Concorde, to Los Angeles direct. Got up that morning and took the final audition in Paramount, which is we were in a trailer. And usually for the other auditions, now we were in a sound stage. It was a gigantic sound stage, an enormously long table with all these, I guess, executives and people. And Herb Ross was there, and I, read the scenes and did the whole thing. And then he pulled me aside and said, "How was this? How was that?" Just discussing it artistically, some of the choices. And I heard later that no one did it at all, anything like I did. I was really like, he was like, "Where did this come from?" He was asking. I said, "That's because that's." Anyway, it went well. The audition went well. I got back on the plane to finish the tour, and I got off the plane and I got the part.
I
So
love it.
yeah, it was very dramatic, and Debbie Allen and everybody gave me a great send off on Fame. I felt like it was a huge family, and I was stepping into another family then now with John Lithgow and Diane Wiest, and falling in love with Kevin. So that's what it is. But it was awesome, and it was wild, and I felt very rebellious at that time.
Yeah, so do you feel like, rebellious kind of matched your character in the film? You kind of relate to her at the time?
Oh, completely. Because I had come from, my father was a conductor of orchestras, so our family was very looked at wherever we went, from town to town. We were very much under a microscope. My father was extremely demanding. When I took the audition, after the audition, when I was flying back on the plane, I just thought, they could pick someone else for this role, but I am this role. And it's funny because that's kind of the way it played out. I mean, she's in the way the script is written, she's an archetype American hero. That's what she is, a rebel, an American rebel. And at every turn, she's challenging everything. She's challenging her father. She's challenging the town. She's challenging her own physicality. How can she tempt fate? Her foot is just on the precipice. Can she do it? Can she do it? She stands in front of a train. She, gets the new boy in town to do a tractor race. He's never been on a tractor, and she manages to give him the Bible, her own Bible from her father, with his own understanding of the world, which is only through this, and his own pain at the loss of my brother Bobby. And Kevin gives a rabble rouser performance and convinces our town. So it's that catalyst, it's that combination that was magical. It was a combination of the outsider of Kevin with the rebel of the girl in the town who's the rebel, who may even make it through this world at this time of her life or may not, because she's explosive and you don't know. And that was what I think is catches fire with this movie and is singular in terms of the way it's expressed. It's a real American hero, an archetype, but it's a woman. It's a young girl. That's pretty cool. So,
That is cool.
yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's why this film has resonated with audiences and, found new audiences year after year. Your chemistry with Kevin too. I mean, what was he like as a scene partner? Is there like a moment on set that to this day really sticks out to you working with him?
From the second we met, both in real life, I had climbed way up on the scaffolding at Paramount Pictures. They have tremendous sound stages at Paramount. And I'd climbed way up the catwalk, all the way up. I don't know how many feet up that is, but I'd never had the chance to do that. And I was cast in this role, and we were waiting to meet the other actors. And so I just said, do you mind if I look around a little? He said, go ahead. And then he looked up and he saw, what are you doing up there? And just at that moment, Kevin walked in the door, the big, doors of the warehouse. And I saw him from up there, and I just watched him walk because I wanted to see him from a different, I didn't realize it, but I did want to see him from a different perspective. I did want to be able to watch him for a moment. And I saw him come in, then I came down, and we shook hands, and it was just magnetic at that moment. It was like electric. very much like in the film when we first see each other. And I think it just built from there. You know, a lot of daredevil stuff, a lot of things happening and building to the kiss where I say, you know, is this ever, you know, going to happen? And that's why it was so real, I think.
How many times did you have to do that kiss scene? And, you're young at that time. Did you two maybe have a crush on set of each other?
Well, listen, what happened is they had a long lens. I mean, it was probably really like 12 feet, if there is such a thing as a lens like that. And they were way far away from us, like a football stadium away, seriously, so that Kevin and I had total privacy. And we just lived the scene the best that we knew how.
How do you describe that, how many takes you took to rehearse of, just the last scene before you see Kevin's face and it goes black with everyone's, basically dancing up to the camera. How long
Yes.
did that take?
I think we just shot it like in 2 days. I don't think it was, but everyone was on it. You know, we all were on it. At least, and so I don't think it was, we were in the spirit already.
Well, Kevin said once that he paid DJs at weddings not to play the song. Did you ever get into that years later? Were you kind of ever like that? Or, if you
Well,
see it on the TV now, do you watch it too?
I really don't watch it, but it makes me happy. But I don't watch it. It makes me very happy. I'm always honored and thrilled.